built from scratch, striving for perfection, a gorgeous piece of art. Ladies and gentlemen, WeChat. Good morning, dear board members. We are the consultancy team proudly representing the University of Mauritius. I am Zaina, alongside my team members Balaram Singh, Lakshmi, and Manjishta. Our agenda for today comprises an overview of the challenges WeChat wants to overcome, an analysis of the situation, unveiling of a strategy, taking a look at the numbers, and of course, combing through the rest. Without further ado, let's start.
Users and responsibilities are at the heart of everything WeChat does. Thus, its mission statement, Value for Users, Tech for Good, is centered on generating user value and integrating its corporate social responsibilities into the services your company offers. WeChat's corporate culture values integrity, proactivity, collaboration, and creativity. With this mission, WeChat aims to promote technological innovation and cultural diffusion, the development of and transformation of all other industries, and the sustainability of social development.
Taking a look at the current situation of your company, our team has found that your company has diverse issues to tackle right now in its current state to lead to the ideal stage that it wants to see itself right now. It will be solved as soon as possible, and there is a pressing need to help small and medium enterprises. The WeChat Pay interface has created many problems for your company at the stages it is, as many of the small and medium enterprises fail to be able to use it due to lack of IT knowledge, as well as how to navigate through it. This creates additional issues for the WeChat Pay users using the WeChat app.
The lack of business acumen in the SMEs has created other issues, as well as they might not be able to sustain their growth throughout, as point of sale has become inaccessible to the small and medium enterprise, since it is not readily within reach to people because of its cost. An issue is checking the balance of the account every time to verify whether the amount is correct. The solution will cover the missing gap, which will be further explained and thus reach the expected outcome that your company wishes to reach: value creation for WeChat and WeChat Pay.
Dear board members, in line with the corporate mission of Value for Users, Tech for Good, WeChat has been striving to fulfill its social responsibilities. The problem revolves around how to help address SMEs' concern with WeChat wanting to use WeChat Pay to bring mutual benefits to both WeChat Pay and SMEs. There is a need to act. Hence, the problem statement is how to create value for SMEs, WeChat, and WeChat Pay with a focus on ESG.
Upon deep analysis and understanding of the company, we devised a situation analysis that enumerates the internals and externals of your company. This will provide us with a more balanced view of your future prospect, as well as a better understanding of the present and future business actions. However, it was crucial for us to first identify and find your target market in order to devise a suitable direction to value for users. Currently, we are expecting that the situation will further stabilize. The base has been increasing, which means that more startup owners are going to adopt your product in order to maximize their profits.
When considering the mobile commerce industry in China, one name stands out. Tencent's WeChat has long been impacting the life of Chinese consumers with its move to digital payment system. It now has the ability to revolutionize the mobile commerce industry in China. WeChat has a massive scale with over 1.24 billion active users and over 25% of users checking WeChat over 30 times a day. Our team concludes that the message we have for your customers and potential customers is that for their business to grow, they will need to use WeChat Pay.
However, we are aware of the fact that there are some areas of concern with your product offering, which may hinder your prospect in the long run. First, the point of sale is beyond the reach of the SMEs owners. Surely, SMEs were positive and expressed a willingness to use the machine, but they are unwilling to pay 6 RMB a month for communication. The SME's owners lack the business planning, business skills, and IT knowledge in order to make their business a successful one using the WeChat Pay. Many businesses encountered problems using the WeChat money transfer, red pockets, and fund transfer functions as payment were only received from customers who were on their friend list. A further challenge is that the payment confirmation had the major concern of skip payments. The confidence of the business owners in their IT knowledge was shaken up when they find out that WeChat Pay is not as simple as WeChat messaging. This factor led to silent marches among most users.
As stated before, the users have been having issues with the interface of WeChat Pay, and most of the SME users were termed as silent users. This is an issue we need to tackle, as it is something that can make us lose our customer base for SMEs. What we are proposing is to simplify the ease of use of WeChat Pay so that we can help your customers. This helps with two main issues that your customer base has faced, which are payment method and payment confirmation challenges. The solution here is to make the interface as simple as possible for SMEs and people who do not know how to use WeChat Pay. Using an in-app visual guide to introduce users to the user interface and key features that will be available anytime will help them understand the functionalities better. This will help anyone who is new to the app understand how to proceed with WeChat. An alternative would be video tutorials that can help the users have better understanding of how to navigate through the app.
WeChat Pay has no English language option for the transaction summary and focuses mainly on using simplifying Chinese as a language in the app. What we propose for a better user experience is to add English in the language options, helping the expat use the app better to have a summary of their payment. Moreover, WeChat can simplify the payment method by allowing its customers to make payments without scanning the QR code. This can be done by providing a system that uses geolocation, NFC, or Wi-Fi that enable the users to be able to effect payment without scanning the QR code. If ever there are numbers of stores that provide WeChat Pay, WeChat can come up with a business contact list to help the people choose which shop it is as long as it is in the proximity of the latter. The SMEs can do so by signing up to become part of the list.
The simplification of the WeChat will use QR code on the phone itself rather than a POS machine as the primary payment method, with the view to help those that have stores around the street and even those in Tier 4 and 5 cities, as they may not have the printing facilities available around, as in the case of one of your clients. This will further help in the group's vision and of creating value for its stakeholders while making people financially inclusive.
Tech for Good. This is the backbone of the second strategy we are putting forward to help your company embrace the S in ESG further. Your company is devoting itself to being a leader of change in the lives of people, and our team firmly believes it will do so with the WeChat Teach program. SMEs play a vital role in providing employment opportunities and keeping the market active by enticing fresh business. SMEs account for more than 90% of the total number of enterprises, provide 70% of the total number of jobs, and creates 50% of the GDP in China. Unfortunately, SMEs have high risk and failure rates and lower profit margins. Additionally, many small businesses owners lacked human capital and necessary business skills such as business planning, marketing, IT skills to make their business a success.
The lack of sufficient business agility and digital savvy put SMEs in difficult situations when they face some major challenges such as supply chain breakdowns, raw material shortages, rising commodity prices, labor shortages, and lack of demand. The program will be conducted in collaboration with Tencent Cloud, which provides online education solutions. The WeChat Teach program will be a means to offer assistance to SMEs by providing pre-recorded videos based on the different modules listed. The program first and foremost shows that we care, but we need to keep in mind that the domino effect is that whenever there are more SMEs that can sustain themselves, it means that they will eventually be more profitable and hence have more clients. This will only lead to more transactions using the WeChat Pay.
Our team has combed through the various hardships your customers and potential customers have been going through, and the lack of clear-cut guidance has caused distress too. Hence, the reason for including free videos. A further reason why we are proposing this solution is that your company has the capacity and zeal to do so.
Alongside providing WeChat Teach, we propose the idea of a special price POS system for those who will attend WeChat Teach. The special price mini POS would be able to help the target market that your company would provide training to in terms of the financial burden. We are proposing 25% off, as despite accepting the fact that your company wants to become ESG-centric, you will still need to be able to make profits. The issues of ESG against your business type arises, and while the training would be able to be provided based on your company fund, you will need to recover the cost somewhere, and the mini POS machine is one which can help your company do so. The mini POS machine is a secure transaction system that your company has in place, and it will be able to give people the assurance that the right amount is taken and payments are traced easily in case of wrong payments.
The training will enlighten the clients about how to use the machine, but will also give them a broader perspective on how it works. Moreover, we believe your company may be able to use the technological infrastructure of the parent company to help ease the communication fee charge, which further discourage the end users to use the mini POS system. The mini POS system is an easy-to-use and portable tool that can help most of the small and medium enterprises clients of WeChat Pay.
Our team assesses the proposed strategies through the SFA framework in order to provide you with quality strategies. At the end of the day, our goal is not to sell you artificially attractive yet impossible to implement strategies. Our team is proposing solutions which are suitable, does it solve the problem, acceptable, what is the reaction of the stakeholders, and feasible, can we deliver the solutions. The strategies do more than just satisfy the SFA strategy assessment tool, but it takes into account the voice of the customer, which is the first step towards harnessing customer loyalty.
Your mission and vision, which is value for user, tech for good, are at the heart of our strategies. Making the interface easier, introducing the WeChat Teach program, providing special price mini POS. These are strategies that will not only create value for your customers and your company, but will undoubtedly help demarcate yourself from the competition because of the way it is centered around how it makes your stakeholders feel heard and cared for. So, just like you strive for perfection, we strive to give you quality. Hence, our team tailor-made these strategies to help you achieve the goals you've set.
Now, the question is how to do it. Here too, our team has a methodological way of proceeding to ensure that the strategies are being properly accomplished. We will start by looking at the resources we already have to plan the deployment. For both strategies, we will not need additional resources for both WeChat and Tencent Cloud Online Education Solution has what it needs in terms of human resources and education platform. However, a small research, development, and procurement team will need to be set up specifically for the MPOS strategy.
Because you already have the resources, the execution phase is guaranteed to go smoothly as long as proper communication is being carried out. The goal here is to remind the people assigned the core reason and motive behind the strategy. Making your people aware that the key to changing the lives of millions lies in their hands will help develop an organizational culture within your company. The two final phases will be to measure and update. What our team has noted during our research is that your customers do not feel heard enough, but our implementation plan takes this into account. We will be measuring how effective the strategy is working and provide consolidated and refined reports.
While risk is a critical part of the analysis, we'll adopt a twofold approach here too. When looking at the risk associated with our solutions, we assess the risk of our strategies through a risk assessment matrix, which evaluates them through severity and likelihood. The first risk that we may face is that the level of complication while simplifying the ease of the use of WeChat Pay may accidentally rise and users may still find it difficult to use the app. We aim to mitigate this risk by setting up a review committee and setting some standards and guidelines in order to facilitate its users to its core.
The next risk we might encounter is that the business owners may be unwilling to attend the training session as they could be lengthy, as deep and insightful knowledge will be provided. This risk will be mitigated by aggressive advertising, which will mainly aim to highlight the benefits of the training. The risk involved with our third strategy of providing special priced mini POS is the security problems. Cyber criminals gain access to the system by installing a monitoring device on the POS system to steal payment information. This risk can be mitigated by securing the network. That is, to prevent POS intrusion, secure all the networks with a strong password and consider setting up a segmented connection for even more protection. That said, employees should have up-to-date antivirus and security measures as all merchant banking details are within their hands, making this information very valuable.
One of the most defining factors for the success of a business happens to be timing, the way ahead. The first strategy of simplifying the ease of use of WeChat Pay would last for about 3 months given the dynamic research and development team you have. The second strategy of the WeChat Teach program will last for about 6 months as it will happen at different strategic locations. The next phase of strategy 2 will withstand for 6 months as firstly, a sample of 150,000 SMEs will be taken for the testing phase.
Now, let us proceed with having a look at the financials. We'll have a look at the revenue and costs associated with the strategy. Taking a look at the revenue, our primary source of income would be the subscriptions. The subscription is divided between foreigners, which have a subscription cost of $99 and locals paying RMB 300. The number of customers has divided approximately in order to cater for both the needs of foreigners and local. Selling the point of sales to the customers at a discounted rate would bring about RMB 34 million to your company, which composes the 25% discount factor given for the sale of the mini POS. The RMB 1 million of sales from the communication would come from the reduced payment that we are proposing your company brings in to help the small and medium enterprises, as your company would be able to use the technology available from your parent company to help in reducing the cost further.
In terms of cost, it will cost about 1 million RMB to revamp the app to have ease access for payment. We are estimating about 50 million RMB for the training cost to start with and have about 11 million RMB that would be our own expenses to help our client with the purchase of mini POS machine. In terms of funding, we believe that the company would be able to self-fund its project in exceptional cases, the use of resources from its parent company to help sustain the product in its endeavors, such as training.
We've built our strategies keeping your vision and mission value for users, tech for good. Hence, we believe that through the increased use of WeChat, the WeChat Teach program, and the supply of MPOS at this special rate, your company will be able to create value for SME
for the presentation. Time is up. Thank you.
Yes.
Now it's the time for question and answer. We have 15 minutes. If everyone is ready, I will start. Let's have the first question from one of the judges.
Hi, just going back to your solution about the QR code slide. So I did catch that you mentioned that some of the SMEs might not have a mobile phone and you have alternatives for the QR code to be sorted. Can you repeat that? Because I couldn't quite catch that.
Thank you for your question. I would like to direct this question to Balaram Singh.
Thank you. So what we propose is to use the mobile phone for QR code, as we have seen that there were some clients that were hiding the QR codes that were printed because of theft and the lack of security. So we are proposing that using your mobile phone entire 4 and 5 cities, so that there is not such cases. So also we are proposing to have a mini POS machines that will be used instead of mobile phones for places that have the ability to do so, but also for those clients that will be able to attend our WeChat Teach program.
Understood. So, and other different questions for me to complete it. In terms of your cost analysis, not sure if due to timing issue, you haven't got the time to go through it. I heard that you mentioned that network, whether it's secure, is a very important consideration. So, is there any cost associated in terms of making the network more secure? You might have to go to that slide again, last one.
So to making the network secure, we have the architecture of our app. So we have to make sure we have about 1 million RMB for the architecture of our app. And this includes while building the infrastructure to make sure that there is a secure network. So the security of our clients is very important because we contain the bank details, but also a lot of personal information about our clients. So we have to make sure that their information is secure as much as possible within our reach. So we have to make sure that there is a proper infrastructure for the security.
Okay, thank you. That's all for me for now.
Please stay on this page. Just a question on when this is, the revenue and expenses analysis. May I ask which year, please?
Thank you. So, thank you for your question. Actually, we will be having the revenue model is actually for the end of 2021, so it projects for 2022.
Okay, so in other words, it's the first year.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Can you go back to the page where you analyze the risk assessment matrix? Yeah, here. Do you have this is the three-way, 9 boxes. Do you have what sort of scenario are probable on the green, whereas some are on the red side?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't hear you.
So if you said that level of, for example, the top left-hand, level of complication deteriorates, right? So what are the triggers? What are the things that you looked at to say that, okay, that is that scenario?
I think it's the level of risk that we are talking in here. I mean, if we take the first strategy of changing the interface and all, it's the level of complications that deteriorates. And we try to mitigate this risk through setting up a review committee and setting some standards.
So how do you know the level of complication actually has deteriorated from time to time?
I'm sorry.
How do you know? How do you know the level of communication actually has deteriorated?
Oh, I mean, our team will be here. I mean, they will be, like constantly reviewing, setting up committees and all.
And I think that the reason why, the thing is, this part of the strategy, I have my part in it. So I will be going to just add on my part in it. The thing is, I've talked about the fact that it has translated from Chinese to English. And we have found that even in websites, it's very common issue to actually translate it in a very readable format. Like some words may not have the same meaning that, in Chinese it would have had. Okay, so this is the kind of review that our customers will leave for us. And we will be constantly reviewing the customers because we have come through the different reviews. And even on the Facebook page of WeChat, they have so many customers posting screenshots of the problems that WeChat is facing. So I think that we should not turn a blind eye to it. This is why this is the kind of risk that we're talking about here, because changing the interface from one day to another and changing the language from Chinese to English is not as easy as it seems it would be. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Can you give me just about this targeting in English? Can you give me sort of some of your thought process around the scale of that business opportunity versus potentially enhancement or other, whatever you looked at, regarding local language opportunities? Can you talk me through that at all?
Okay, so the reason why WeChat, we've actually done the analysis is that it isn't simplified in English. It isn't simplified Chinese because it is the language of the country. But the reason why we choose to, put English and not Cantonese and not the other surrounding region is because there are so many students, there are so many expats that want to come back to the country and, invest and create SMEs and so on. And they are unable to actually relate to WeChat because it is in a language that they might have not forgotten, but not know it as much as they would love it to be. And even I've downloaded WeChat and it's not that easy to use. This is why we've proposed this kind of strategy to tackle English first, and then we'll see how it does, and then update and review.
Okay. In your risk assessment as well, I think there's one bit, and I just wanted to ask a bit more about the WeChat Teach. Just what is your communication strategy for getting out to people? You mentioned quite a number of people may not have mobile phones and therefore would pick up a separate point of sale mechanism. How do you think you're going to get to them? And here you've stated that it's tolerable if there's an unwillingness to attend training. So I'd like to understand how that risk actually fits in to sort of your broader strategy, if possible.
Thank you for your question. Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. It was. I did a double question actually, probably a bit naughty. One was, so let me just break it down. One was WeChat Teach. What's going to be your form of communication to get sufficient people into this program to change the way they're operating? And then second to that is, here you've got it's tolerable if people don't go to the training session, but I wonder why it would be tolerable.
Okay, thank you for your question. I will be answering the first part of the question.
Okay.
The SMEs actually, they are running their businesses, so they won't be willing to leave their business unattended and go to attend those training programs. So what we are proposing is to make pre-recorded videos available to them so that whenever they have the free time, they can go through those pre-recorded videos. And we are also going to put a query box there, which will have a 27 assistance program. So any query they have, there will be people, the WeChat will have to deploy a team to attend to their queries. So so that they don't have to leave their business and go to the lengthy training sessions. The pre-recorded videos will help them to sit and watch the videos at their own time to understand every bit and pieces of the video and how they can implement it into their business. Thank you.
Moving forward with the second part of the question, as we have advertising. So using key opinion leaders will be a key here to display the information towards your customer base. And we believe that your customer base is proactive users, and they will want to be able to sustain their business. So having to be able to show to them what are the benefits that the WeChat Teach can bring them is one of the huge advantages that your company would have to portray forward.
The other one I wasn't sure if Mimi was going to ask, but she's, I think she has to check. What about some of the risks in either outsourcing, who you're talking about, Tencent versus WeChat? Are there any outsourcing risks you see? And are there any regulatory risks that you see in implementing?
Okay, thank you for your question. We are not really outsourcing because WeChat is already for Tencent, and Tencent is like the parent company. So it's better that, and we do have the resources to offer the Teach program. So that's why we did not go for outsourcing, as it will be costing more. So it's more beneficial for us to partner with Tencent Cloud, which is also part of Tencent, as WeChat is also part of Tencent. So it will be more beneficial for them to use their own resources rather than outsourcing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I don't have any other questions.
One last question, if I may. If you go to the strategy execution slide, where you talked about organizational culture, develop an organizational culture within WeChat. Can you explain a little bit more on that, please?
Bonjour, ça ici là, l'écoulé? À droite là? L'écoulé?
Thank you for this question. Thank you for this question concerning the organizational culture. The thing that you have what it takes to be a leader. You have the resources, you have the market share, you have everything that is needed to be a market leader. But what makes you a market leader is to actually care and harness the brand loyalty, because something that we think, that our team think that it is not as valued much, is the fact that, you know, your people are coming or waking up early to come into your organization. Okay, they are working to provide kind of services. It is their job to do so. But alongside salary, we have to make them feel that they are here for a purpose. This is why we are proposing that developing an organizational culture is very important, because at the end of the day, when that person goes back to bed and goes to sleep, that person knows that today I've worked on a strategy that will help millions of SMEs from tier 4, tier 5, those 4% to be able to elevate their standard of living. This is the kind of strategy that makes you go for that one step further, and it is in line with your ESG. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that concludes the question and answer session. Thank you very much, the students. We will put you in the waiting room and bring you back for the feedback session in a few minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.